What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome to what some people have asked for, which is a review of all the leagues, and we've approached the end of the 11th season. So really, if you were to play the game and end your first season, we're 10 years on from that. So we're quite far in, and it's a good little thing to see the development of, teams and leagues, and, who's grown what and who's been Champions League with and things like that. So we're just going to go through a few divisions, a few leagues, the international competitions, just have a look and see, who's now considered the top boys, the big dogs of each division, and who has also fallen from grace. I'll do, especially in the English divisions, I know for a fact that Leicester are in the conference. I'm not sure if they got promoted at the end of this season. So we'll have a look at that. But a quick little mention is that I have been uploading recently, and I expect that will happen until past June, maybe, because, I'm sure everyone who is in school or is in some form of education knows that examinations are coming up at the end of the year in about the May time. So, that's basically taking my priority right now, end of my A-levels, trying to get into university. I need to really focus down, so that's what I've been doing over the past week, and that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few months. So, recordings and uploadings will become sporadic and will become quite a rarity, but that's what's going to be happening. And then after the exams are over, after it's all done, I can start pumping these out for you. I will try and get a few up. Because we're in a Champions League, it can make things a little bit easier for me, because it just means I can play for about 20 minutes and I'm already at a stage where I can get ready to record. But basically what I'm saying is there won't be a set every day. There may not even be every 2 days. It may be quite literally 1 or 2 videos a week. But yeah, that's how things are going to be, and that's what's going to happen. That's what is happening right now. But let's go into this. So, what league should we start in? That is the thing. So I think we'll do the English divisions because, well, that is, I believe majority of the people who watch my videos are from the English leagues. What am I doing? Let's click on City, and then we'll go in it there. So, Premier League, City currently champions, but we want to go on the history. So, past few years, or since the game has started, it's been a bit of a weird occasion. So City won the league in the first season. Tottenham actually won it 2 years on the bounce, which is quite strange because they haven't been featured anywhere in the top 3 since then. Chelsea won it then. City have won it a few times. United, after falling that dip, which, could happen in real life by the looks of it, that dip has occurred and they've won the trophy again, 2020. Won it on twice, City, United and Chelsea again winning it in different orders. Bit of thing to note though, Swansea picking up the 3rd place there. We'll actually have a look, go back through the leagues and have a look, see if there's anyone else. So, who popped into the Premier League? So, Sheffield Wednesday popped in the Premier League. Reading are a pretty consistent team there. Brentford got up there. Swansea got relegated back in 2022 season. It's quite a surprise relegation in my eyes. Everton got relegated in 2020, 2021, but I think they got relegated before that anyway. Reading, look like they're a solid team. Barnsley got in the Premier League. I think they got in the Premier League earlier as well. No, I think that was maybe their only year in the Premier League, but they got to the Premier League, which was a surprise because they actually never got relegated from the Championship. Which is something I'd expect for them to do. Sheffield Wednesday, QPR, Watford in the Premier League. It might have been better to do this from opposite order. But anyone surprised getting into Europe? West Ham got 7th, 2016. That's a decent thing for them. Swansea 5th there. Tottenham. What happened to Tottenham after they won the league? Directly, so they won the double, and then they finished 4th, and then they finished 6th, and then they finished 4th again. So they're a pretty consistent Champions League team there. But what we're going to do, we'll flick through the divisions now for the current year. So, Horror Championship team, Swansea will be coming up to the Premier League again with Wolves and Brentford. Brentford clearly are a team that bounces a little bit up and down between the Premiership and Championship now. They've been promoted, relegated, stayed in this division, then promoted. They'll probably get relegated. Steve Sidwell, their manager, which is quite a surprise. That's something we could do. We could look at who's managing. Mancini is back at City. Andres Villas-Boas is back at Chelsea. That's not a surprise to me. I subscribed to Chelsea on this game, so I know that. Mourinho's England manager, something I didn't actually mention a second ago. Sami Hyypiä back at Liverpool. Who's at Arsenal? Diego Simone. United, Laurent Blanc. Who's Stoke? But, there are a few decent surprises in the Premier League. Paul Lambert, who's at Norwich. Who's at Tottenham? Tottenham aren't doing very well. That was tipped to happen before. Alan Pardew at Villa. We're just clicking on teams now. Who's at Fulham? Michael Appleton. Steve McLaren getting relegated with Cardiff. Lee Clark at QPR. But yeah, Everton not doing very well in the Championship. They're not having a good time. Sunderland will be playing League One football next season. Who's in League One? AFC Wimbledon are up there, which is a decent thing to see. Palace will be back in the Championship. They've fallen a little bit. Wigan around in 10th, actually. They've fallen a lot. Yeovil are there. Preston are there still. Northampton are doing decently well, 16th. Chesterfield are up there, started the game in League 2. Dartford will be playing in League 1 next year. Portsmouth getting promoted the first time. No, they've been promoted before on 2 different occasions, but they've been relegated almost instantly after. Let's see if they can do a little bit better this time. Cov are around there. They've fallen a little bit, which is a shame. Gateshead will be going back down to the non-league. Barnet are up there. Cambridge, Kidderminster, these teams starting in the conference. Hereford, Aldershot, all these teams starting in the non-league. Wrexham as well. Who's in the Scroll Premier though? So Leicester actually didn't get promoted. Last time I saw them, they were top of the table. So Leicester are a non-league team. I think they're still professional, which they are. I've spoken about this before because I loaned a few players to them when they were getting relegated from League One, and they've had an absolutely horrible time over the past few years. I mean, they got 3 relegations on the bounce. I don't even think that's been done before. Feel free to, if you know, to tell me. But I don't think 3 relegations in a row is something that happens often, if at all, in football. Especially as a team who start the game off expecting to get promoted, and they actually finished 3rd in 2015, 2016. To get relegated the year after that is clearly there's been a lot of problems there. Maybe financially, I don't know. Can we see their history actually? Let's have a look and see if anything maybe notable happened. They sacked, they hired Allardyce. They were taken over by their chairman left. So I think that's what caused them all their problems. He left latter stages of the 2016, 2017 season. They had a local businessman take over. Of course, he's going to be unable to really pump money in as a local businessman. He's obviously not going to have the financial backing that the big money Leicester City had at the start of the game. That fell down. They had a new local businessman take over in 2020. Their stadium decreased in capacity. Their club youth facilities were sold. Their youth setup was scrapped. They went into administration in 2022, relegated to League 2. Youth setup was established again. Paul Cox was signed. He was then sacked a month later. What was going on at the club? It's in a complete mess, this team. Look at that. They hire a guy and they sack him a few months later. There's no consistency. To have that happen, to have admin and selling and stuff, they came out. It's quite sad times at Leicester City, I guess. They really are the biggest fallers that I can see. You know, the biggest team that you'd expect them to really be in the Premier League, starting the game after a few years, but they've done the complete opposite here. Anyone else really fallen a little bit? Matlock there, I noticed. FC United still haven't really climbed up the divisions. But I don't really see anyone else fallen. Who's been doing well in the FA Cups? Who's won that over the past few years? There's been a variety of winners, but really big name teams: Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, United. No one else really popping up there. Stoke have got to the final a few times, not won though. Capital One Cup. It's won by a few different people actually, which is decent to see. Cardiff winning it with City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal. Southampton popped up there. Derby, who are actually in the Championship, won it. They're in Europe still actually, so... last year was definitely a big surprise, and this is what I meant last year. I wanted to face United. They'd lost the League Cup. They weren't doing terribly well in the league. They did end up going on to finish 2nd, I think it was, in the table. No, it was 5th, sorry. So yeah, I really wanted to face them instead of Arsenal, but at the time, we ended up getting Arsenal. Community Shield, don't really, a bit of a Mickey Mouse trophies there. But where to next? We'll have a look at Europe next, I think. Just overall Europe. And see who's won these competitions. What am I going for? This. Who's been winning the Champions League? So, since the game started, Arsenal actually won their first trophy. Wait, what happened to 20... Oh yeah, it was Arsenal, sorry. Arsenal won their first trophy, beating Madrid in the final, which is surprising. Chelsea beat United, getting revenge at for Moscow, playing at Cardiff. PSG won it, their money finally paying off in 2015, beating Barca. Bayern won it a few more times. Chelsea beat Barca at the Bernabeu. Barcelona clearly don't like that stadium. CSK Moscow got to the final. Quite a surprise for a Russian team to get that far. City have won it. Again, finally their big money and being invested finally paying off, winning it in 2019 and 2021. Arsenal again, winners last season after knocking us out. Europa League, what's been going on there? Dynamo Kiev, an all Russian, oh no, not all Russian final, Ukraine and Russian final, all Eastern European final there in 2014. Granada winning it back in 2015. Anyone else? AS Monaco, again, all their money. I don't think they have money anymore. I don't have the French leagues open, so I'm not sure. But do they still have their money? I would presume they do. I think they still have the same owners. Yeah, they're still very rich, but yeah, finally their money paying off, winning a European competition, and winning it this season as well. Chelsea won it, beating Celtic, little British final. Tottenham missing out, Arsenal missing out, Inter missing out. You know, a few surprised people winning it there. We'll have a look at the French league next. That'll be a decent thing. Again, I don't have it open, but we can still see past winners. So it's been a PSG-dominated league since the game started. And it's Monaco. Really haven't troubled them as much as I would thought. I thought they've been getting second and third consistently, but only the past few years have they. Still Lyon and Marseille being a dominant team in the league. But you look at their team, you know, Tim Krul there, notable player. Maybe old, but still a good player. Alright, let's go to... wait, was there anything else I wanted to look at, really? European Super Cup, nothing really I'm all too care about. We'll have a look at the European Championship. So, who's won this the past few years? So, we won it in 2016, beating Croatia in the final. Who was actually in charge during that time? Whoops, what's going on? Everything's lagging. There we go. Who was in charge? We won it. So Roy Hodgson was in charge and we won that. We were Confederation Cups runners-up when we had Spalletti in charge, who is currently retired. So yeah, England winning the European Championships would be lovely if that came true, but I don't actually think it would. We can runners-up as Italy beat us in 2020. We'll have a look at the World Cup as well while we're on the topic of national teams. Where am I going for this? Intercontinental World Cup. Who won the World Cup in 2018? It was Brazil, and in Spain retaining it once again in 2022. Oh, sorry, not 2014. Sorry, won it. Argentina won it. So 2 South Americans in a row, preventing Spain from winning it. Interesting to see if that actually happens. But yeah, those are what's happening there. Let's go into Germany now. How have the Germans been doing in the past winners? So Bayern and Dortmund's dominance over the league ended in 2018. Schalke winning it as a surprise. They've won it again in 2024, but it's still a pretty much Bayern and Dortmund league. They're consistently up there. A few people have popped up, like Nürnberg and Hanover and Leverkusen and Stuttgart, all popping up in the top 3 and 2 and stuff. But still, it's pretty much predominantly German Dortmund and Schalke's league, I'd really say. There's no other real variance in the divisions. I don't really know. I mean, I can look at the second. I don't know if the second division open, but I can see Hanover have been relegated, Hertha have been relegated, Nürnberg have been relegated. Werder Bremen got relegated. That's quite a surprise. Dusseldorf, are they the top division team to start the game? I don't think they are. No. But yeah, that's a surprise, especially Hertha, who actually had at one point Gareth Bale. So they've definitely. They definitely had a few. They had a little bad spell, but apart from that, they're still a consistent team. Alright, now let's have a look at the Italians. Let's go to the Italian division. Looks like Juve have dominated. So Juve and Fiorentina top 2 pretty much all the time, apart from the 2018 and 2022 season when Milan overtook both of them and won it. Sampdoria are definitely a team pushing through the leagues now. They've had a slow climb, but they finally are. Willian is captain there. Chelsea player, definitely losing his legs though. But yeah, quite a surprise little league now. Fiorentina seem like they're dropping down. So, Lazio, who's been getting relegated? Let's have a quick skim through. Who's anyone, surprising? Not really. A few people you'd expect to get relegated. Nothing, amazingly surprising. No massive names yet have fallen. Let's have a look at the Spanish league. Madrid dominance, that's what I've seen there. Madrid did win their 10th Champions League. I didn't mention that. But on the Champions League list, they would have won their 10th. But, oh my God, Barcelona Haven't won it since 2015. It's been almost a decade since they've won their own division. I don't know if that'd happen in real life. I mean, I'm sure Barca still have Messi, or they still do have Messi. I don't know if maybe they had Messi then, but they still have Messi, and he's still an amazing player, and apparently they've forced him out on the right now, but still a beast. But, wow. Real Madrid dominating their division, dominating their league. And well, we could flick through here, see if anyone maybe surprising has got relegated. Not really. Villarreal got relegated. That's a little bit of a surprise, isn't it? Well, maybe not. They lingered around the relegation zone for a few years. Osasuna got relegated. Is that a surprise? I don't really know. Deportivo getting relegated. Villarreal getting relegated in the first season. So maybe on Villarreal, it wasn't a surprise. Just still a pretty decent sized team. What should we do? Scotland? We'll have a look at Scotland. I am past winners Celtic, Dundee and Rangers won it last year. Rangers' first win since they went into admin and got demoted all the way down to their divisions, the lowest division, Division 3, League 2, whatever. At the time it was Division 3. But yeah, Celtic's dominance looks like it's coming to an end. Actually, I think I looked at this table around midway or so, and Celtic were around 5th or 4th, I think, and it looked like Dundee and Rangers were just going to be competing for the title. Celtic fought back though at the end, but it's been a Rangers division, and the first time they've really fought back and dominated Rangers. So yeah, their climb wasn't a complete success. They didn't get 3 promotions in a row. They had to wait a year in the Championship, but that's a tough league to get out of. Only one team going up is really difficult. Blanny McCoy's still there. Who's at Celtic manager? Is it still Neil Lennon? It is. I actually didn't look at the bigger teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona. Who is in charge of them? We'll flick back quickly. Who is currently at Madrid? I don't really know this guy. Apologies if I meant to. Who is the in charge of in real life? AC Milan. Well, he's not anymore in real life. Since being sacked. Who's at Barca? Who's there? Martino. Who is this? Is he an ex-player? I feel like he's an ex-player. No, he's not. Oh, who's he managing in real life? No one. Oh wait, he's a current. What am I on about? He's a current Barca manager. Why have they still got him? I don't understand that logic. Every other major team has had a shift in their manager, really. I can't believe I didn't know the guy's name. That was pretty poor. But I guess, yeah, whatever. But why have they not made a change? That's quite surprising. With every other major force in Europe changing their manager, even United, Arsenal, Chelsea, things like that, or maybe not purposely meaning to change their manager, but they've all made some sort of change. But Barca, after over almost a decade of not winning their own league, they're still happy to keep their manager. That's not realistic. That would never happen at Barca. They would sack their manager if he hadn't won the league in 10 years. I mean, at least maybe 3 or 4. I mean, even after 2, I'm sure pressure would be on him. They still have Neymar there, actually. Neymar is still at Barca. 32, still got every stat, really. I mean, I could see him going for another 3-4 years at this level. Because he's still got all these stats. They're still holding up incredibly well, despite being 32. Where to next? So I only have a few leagues open. I don't really have an amazing amount of leagues. I wish I could just click on Spain somewhere, but there. But any other nations that I can really think of that would be interesting to look at? Belgium, maybe. No. Now we want to look at the Belgium league. Look at the French a little. The Dutch league, who's been doing well in the Dutch leagues? Divisie. Ajax dominated. Feyenoord picked it up a few times, but it's really Ajax dominating there. Any other ones that I really want to look at? Look at Italy. Portugal, Benfica. I think it's a Porto-dominated league, this one. Oh no, Benfica and Porto have won it. Sporting won it in the first season as well, but mainly Benfica-Porto league. As you would expect, though, and Sporting people getting 3rd and 2nd and stuff like that. But no real changes in power there. Anything else? Ireland, not really interested. Russia, I'm a little bit interested in Russia. Who's been doing well there? I'd predict Zenit. And yeah, I would be right in predicting Zenit. Spartak Moscow, CSK. Well, no, CSK, that was before the game. Spartak Moscow, the only team apart from Zenit since the game began to have actually won the division. So, surprises there. I mean, I expected the dominance, but again, is that much? Maybe not. Maybe not. San Marino's still going along. Any other divisions? Not really. I've flicked through them all now. There's no other real divisions I want to. You're free. I don't think you're good enough to really look at. So, what should we do now? We'll have a look at player awards. Player awards, maybe. Yeah, we'll go into awards. Europe. No, we really want the world. We don't just want Europe. So who was winning the awards? World Golden Ball. Who's won this a few times? Lionel Messi, Ronaldo won it on one occasion. Neymar, Hazard's won it twice in a row. Age 30 and 31. You had to wait a while to do that. Oh, I saw it. I've been interrupted. And Neymar won it a few times as well. I don't think I mentioned Neymar, but yeah, he did pick it up. World Player of the Year. I think it's going to follow a trend. Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Messi, Hazard, Neymar. Pretty much whoever won the Golden Ball, I think, walked away. Or World Player of the Year, so no surprise there. World Team of the Year. Let's see how these teams changed since the start of the season, start of the game. So, no real shocks there. Maybe Wilshere a little bit of a shock. Maybe. Juan Mata being in there. Marcelo. We'll just have a flick through. I won't name everyone, but just to give an idea. When was the first regen entered? God damn it, I don't know what year I was on. When was the first regen? I don't know. But Tim Krul got in it while he was at Monaco. That's a surprise. But I think now the regens are starting to come in, I think, in the defense. Nope. Okay, I'm wrong. Not. Is this guy a regen? He is. There you go. The regens are starting to come in. I was correct. I clicked on the wrong person. Now the regens are starting to come in, though. Romero getting in there. Chelsea. An amazing career that is. Ajax, Madrid, and Chelsea. Probably the most expensive right back. Who's Carr? English. An English right back. Oh my god. Chelsea. Gateshead. What a career start. Gateshead, Middlesbrough, Chelsea, Stoke. But Stoke are a good team. I can't knock Stoke. They're a decent team now in the game. But yeah, now slowly rotating all the real life players out. A few left struggling in there, but they will slowly be forced out. But I don't really know what else to look at. There's a competition Wales are in, isn't there? Like, the Four Nations or some BS like that. Or is that not a real competition anymore? It's like the All Irish Cup. That's an amazing competition to win. I'm joking. But yeah, let's end this now because I don't really know. I mean, I understand what people want to do. They want to look at how the leagues develop, and I think it's an interesting thing to look at. But I don't really know what else people want to go through. I mean, I could go into other continents, but that's not something I'm particularly interested in. Considering I'm just a European team anyway. But something I'll do quickly is I will go on competitions and go on the Club World Cup. And we'll have a look at that. Because I could just see there, a South American team did win it. So since Chelsea lost to Corinthians and Bayern beat Atletico Mineiro, Arsenal, PSG, Chelsea won it again. And oh my god, a Mexican team won it. That's a surprise. Of all the teams I'd expect to win it, it'd be, European team, a South American team, maybe then a North American team. Definitely wouldn't see them beating Arsenal though in the final. They've done it there. City have won it. Bayern, City, another South American team beating Chelsea, typical Chelsea. And Pohang got to the final, an Asian team getting to the final. That's a good achievement. But still, it's a European dominated competition. Really, I'm surprised it's a 4-star reputation to win. I mean, it's a big competition, yes, but is it really? Do people really go, oh yeah, we're Club World Cup champions? It's kind of the lowest thing on the list, really. But maybe in the other continents, it's a big thing to win this competition because you're playing a European team. But for European teams, it's not so much of a big thing. But yeah, I'm going to end this here, and I will get on to recording my Champions League qualification because I'm yet to do that because I wanted to record this. So until next time, guys, Peace out.